Escape from Tarkov just started uploading patch 12.11.5. Now, this is definitely more of a quality of life and bug fixing patch, but some of the things in here are definitely going to be really helpful, and the patch notes are available via their Twitter or the forum. But what I wanted to do is kind of break down some of the most important things, talk about how they'll change the game a little bit, and then talk about where Tarkov is as we push towards 12.12 and lighthouse and streets and all that kind of stuff. I'm Jessekazam. Welcome back to another Escape from Tarkov video. But with all that stuff out of the way, let's go ahead and dive right in. So before we dive in, I do stream Escape from Tarkov on Twitch. All my links will be down below. I'd love to have you stop by and we can talk about the changes, Tarkov, where it's at. And if you're looking for people to play Tarkov with, our Discord server is awesome. We've got over 10,000 members, a Sherpa system, looking for group channels, all sorts of stuff like that. So definitely check those out using the links below. So 12.11.5 is being uploaded right now. Probably by the time you watch this video, it's already uploaded and live. To get this out of the way, this is not Lighthouse. This is not Inertia, VoIP, Streets of Tarkov, customizable plate carriers, any of the things, any of the big things that we're looking for. A while ago on their Twitter and on the forum, they did outline a few patches and kind of how they wanted to get us to at least Lighthouse. And this is that first patch, 12.11.5, basically a big quality of life and optimization patch for 12.11. Now, I'm not just going to go line by line through every single one of these things. You can read the patch notes for yourself, but there are definitely some things in here that are worth talking about a little bit and some things that are kind of important, especially if you've been playing Escape from Tarkov for a while. So we'll kind of go through some of the most important quality of life and then some of the bigger kind of changes that they made. As far as like graphics are concerned, shadow render distance is increased to 500 meters regardless of shadow quality settings. This is to ensure correct shading on locations. This is nice because people could, rip their shadows down really, really low, and then it would be easier to spot people farther away. I like to keep my shadows up because it makes the game look better, but, so that's going to be smoothed out a little bit there. They're reworking the logic of the game's inventory, hopefully making less errors, move errors and stuff like that. If you've been playing Tarkov for a while, you know how annoying those are. They're adding a to menu button at the post raid screen. So as soon as you get to the post raid, you can just click to menu and skip all the other things. It's a nice little quality of life thing there. Adding a check mark that lets you know if a weapon matches mechanics task requirements. This is huge. If you're new to the game or if you kind of just started the wipe, one of the most annoying things is going back and forth to make sure to see if your gun fits the mechanic task for the gunsmith, especially since they're changing the attachments and stuff like that all the time. They're adding a maximum single rate fire rate to all weapons, so this will hopefully avoid people using like macros and stuff like that on semi-auto weapons. Broken and damaged window glass is now synchronized between all players, even if loading into an ongoing raid. This is huge. This is one of those things where you just never know what you're seeing and never knowing what the other player is seeing. Sometimes you can be fighting a scav or even another player and you broke a window and they don't see the window is broken, or vice versa. You didn't know the window was broken because it's not broken to you, so they can see you through the window. It just gets kind of weird. So the more stuff we can synchronize and maybe place on the server side is better. This was one of the more interesting ones. The AI of all scavs, raiders, and bosses have been moved to a new technology platform that will allow us to expand and increase the complexity of AI-driven unit behavior and also increase the number of scavs in a single raid in the future. So this seems like they're just kind of redoing all the logic behind the AI. I'm assuming that initially we won't see a huge change here, as whenever they're trying to move to new technologies, a lot of time it's just get us there, get us to where we were, and then we can, change stuff in the future. But that's an interesting thing to see them trying to like bring that to a new system so that they can manipulate the AI a little bit better and optimize it so we can get more scavs in the future, especially as we get to some of these bigger maps in the future, maybe like Streets of Tarkov. This is a really interesting one as well. Completely redesign the quest system engine. This will decrease the number of errors in the quest system and will facilitate the creation of more diverse and engaging quest mechanics in the future. It kind of sounds like the same thing as the AI. Whatever logic, whatever stuff they use to create quests, it almost feels like they're trying to like localize it and put it on this new quest system that might allow them to basically churn out a bunch of different quests that are slightly different or similar that allow us for maybe daily quests or weekly tasks in the future, and just maybe create a more customizable experience so that every player's kind of questing system from level 1 to level 40 might be slightly different. This could be a big thing in a lot of different ways, not just in the enjoyment factor of the quests, but even things like on day 1 of the wipe, everybody is going for the bronze pocket watch on customs and everybody is going to these places for Saluas. If there was a little bit more diversity in the quest system, then maybe you know, a part of the community is going woods on their first few raids, a part of the community is going shoreline, and it might break that up, and it might mean that there are less kind of like choke points in the quest system. So that's kind of me just guessing, but that's why that this change could be really big and could be getting us to also daily and weekly tasks. They also optimize the formula of calculating fence reputation, the penalty when killing scavs while having high reputation. I know that scav karma is still in a really kind of like starting phase, and that there are a lot of people that still have issues, and there's a lot of stuff that we just don't know. Sometimes it's like, you know, I had really high karma, I felt like I could kill that scav because I have the karma to do it, and then I lose half my karma or something like that. It just doesn't seem consistent. It seems weird. So hopefully they're kind of making that feel a little bit better. Another really interesting one, if you've been playing Tarkov for a long time, the raid session ID in the bottom left-hand corner is now unique for every player. So that means if you're trying to scav back in while your friend is still on and you're like, wait, what was the raid code? It will be different for him or for you. Or if you're trying to like get in with your favorite streamer, if they're doing like a community night or something like that, you won't be able to do that. I understand, you know, why, to avoid stream sniping or something like that. But you know, love it or hate it, the session ID in the bottom right hand corner is going to be unique to everybody. So that's that. And now we're getting to some of just the optimizations and fixes. They're fixing the penetration of a lot of like walls and objects. They're fixing game freezes when starting or handing in items for crafting the hideout. Thank you, Nikita. Flashlights going through floors and different obstacles. Error 500 crashes. Making adjustments to reduce the amount of RAM after finishing a raid. Optimizing the logic of loading character voices, optimize sound batching, optimizing the location loading time, which is great, getting us into raids faster, optimizing how much memory consumption is being used by all sorts of different things, trader optimization, so hopefully buying or selling or changing things at the trader won't take so much time. They're also enabling a enable hideout preload option, which if you check this option, that means every time it seems like every time you come out of a raid or every time you launch the game, it will launch right into the hideout. A lot of us do that. A lot of us go right into the hideout to accept things, change things, circulate our crafts. And so for people that are really grinding that, this is almost just like removing a few extra clicks. It's going to be disabled by default, but it'll be on if you wanted to do that. So those are kind of the major things. Most of everything else that was on the list were just super small optimizations or bug fixes or something like that. Like I said at the beginning of the video, this was exactly what we expected from this patch. So don't be let down by the fact that this isn't Lighthouse or any of those things. Basically, what the plan was to push this out. According to their other plan, we should see one more patch like this that includes the Unity 2019 migration, and then the next patch will be 12.12. I have no idea when this is going to happen. We were expecting this 12.11.5 patch like a month and a half ago. I don't know if we're going to get Lighthouse this year. I hope so. I hope they can push out the Unity 2019 patch maybe at the end of this month, early November, and then around Christmas time put 12.12. That seems like it makes sense, but it really just depends on if they can bust this stuff out or not. This is a really good patch. There's a lot of good quality of life stuff in here. I know that the community is hoping for more and more content and more like big radical changes to the game soon, and so am I. This is exciting though to see some of this stuff, not just fixing little things, but moving things to new system. The big things for me are the new AI system and the new quest system. This is stuff that will potentially help us short term, medium term, and long term. If these changes are doing really well, then they can really optimize, change, and kind of like bring the quest and the AI to kind of where they want it to be in Tarkov. So exciting, but don't get too excited. Nothing huge yet. We'll obviously keep you posted if there's any information on the Unity 2019 migration or 12.12. Thank you so much, as always, for taking the time to check out this video. If you liked the video, think about dropping a like, commenting down below, or subscribing to the channel for more content like this. I stream Escape from Tarkov on Twitch. All my links will be down below. I'd love to have you stop by and say hey. And if you're looking for people to play Tarkov with, our Discord server is an awesome place to be. That link is down below as well. Thank you again for stopping by, and I will definitely see y'all on the next one.